I mentioned that my uncle, when I was very young, I must have been very young because I think I was still in a nappy, and I could reach the side of the single bed with both my feet and my hands. So he tucked me under really deep, and the deep blanket meant that as I went to push the side of the tucked in bed, I was anchoring the blanket with my weight on that part of the bed. And eventually, as a very young person, I had to work out that I had to move back over one side of the bed and push the blanket from the other side almost with my feet. And eventually I got out of there. But it wasn't ever going to happen while I was resting on the blanket that I was trying to push. And this sort of breakout effect is really important. We try and influence people like this character. Is it Amelia? She's was presented as one character, and then people have broken out and repurposed her to the opposite of what was initially meant. And this whole idea of this reflective behaviour. Turing was trying to break out from the effects of Scherbius's encryption, and successfully did so eventually. And he did so because of mistakes. And repetition, particularly, is a terrible mistake in any encryption. I think it was the Heil Hitler kind of finish. They were at the end of every letter they wrote Heil Hitler, and that gave a few letters a squashed start point. It was like the first clues, which it would have been very difficult for Elgar to get me to where I went with him, without a little bit of hand holding at the beginning. He had to give indications of where he was going, and he left several breadcrumbs, sort of trail. He left a trail, or a ball of the equivalent of a ball of wool going into the Minotaur's cave, and there's always a way out, but we have to find it. And it's very similar, I think, to the river kind of eventually always wanting to run to the sea, this breaking out event. And it's quite possibly going to happen in this country. Again, this Reform Party is making huge waves. It's very nuanced, isn't it? There's no certainty to any of it.